Welcome to the Acrosoft Training Video Library and our Email Marketing Fundamentals Part 1 training. This training covers the basics of email marketing. First, we'll talk about the benefits of email marketing. Next, we'll review the 6.0 changes to the email marketing module. Then we'll go over account access and login procedures and review the Blue administrative interface. We'll review relevant features in the configuration module. And then we'll talk about your email subscriber list, and we'll end by building and sending a campaign and then resending a campaign. Email marketing is a cost-effective marketing tool used to help build and manage stronger relationships with your customers. The automated statistic information helps you to instantly see the effectiveness of each campaign that you send. So use your campaigns to drive web users to your site or to gain valuable feedback. Every email is another opportunity to connect with your customers and build name recognition. To use email marketing, log into your Blue administrative interface by adding /admin.php to the end of your URL. So for example, if your URL was www.acrosoft.com, you would add /admin.php. So let's log in now to our training website. Just going to add /admin.php to the end of this URL and log in. And the home page of your Blue interface site may have different menu items depending on which modules you use. Today we're going to work with configuration and email marketing. The Help button is in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, and our help is content sensitive, which means that if you're working in the configuration module, when you click Help, you'll be taken to the configuration help documents. Next to Help is the Live Assistance button if you need live support. And from the home page of the Blue administrative interface, your live site can be accessed by clicking on Open Website. Also, from anywhere in the Blue interface, you can click on the Acrosoft logo or the white LED button. So let's open our training site. And I just want to quickly point out the modules that you see used on this training homepage. First, we have the Menus module on the left-hand side and the top of the page. We have the Events module on the right-hand side with a calendar, month at a glance, more events, and the events lister. We have a site search option at the top. The News article module used in the middle. And on the bottom, we have an email sign-up form, which we'll be using during the training today. So now let's go back to Blue and look at the configuration module. And here there are two things that you can change that are relevant to email marketing. You should identify a site email and a site email from name. These are defaults that are used in some places as a backup or as a from email address and name. We recommend that you do not leave them blank and that you use an administrative name and address here. Setting these up helps with spam filters. So under Action, select Edit next to Site Email and type in the desired site email address. We'll change this one to training@acrosoft.com and save. And then we'll edit our site email from name. And we'll make this come from Acrosoft Support and Training Department. And throughout your Freedom site, you'll use Apply to save changes, keeping you in the same screen. Save to save changes, returning you to your previous screen, as we just saw. And Cancel, which will not save your changes and will return you to your previous screen. So again, we'll save. And that covers the configuration module in relation to email marketing. The email marketing module is where you primarily work to prepare and send email campaigns. So as a quick overview of the 6 tabs here, Campaigns is where you'll go to add, edit, and send campaigns. Templates is where you create and store templates. Subscribers is your database of email subscribers or your email list. Categories is where you create categories for email group lists. Bounced is where you check for and make decisions about bounced email addresses. And database is where you manage email addresses used with your campaigns. Templates and Bounced will not be used in today's training. We do explain those tabs in part 2 of our email marketing training, but we will use the other 4 tabs today. So now we're going to go over how to set up your email database. There are 3 ways to bring email addresses in to email marketing. We can collect from a sign-up form on your site, import from an external list, or manually enter them in. We'll start with the sign-up form. On the United We Stand live site, I'm going to sign myself up for email. So in the email sign-up form, I'm going to enter training@acrosoft.com and select Go. Then I see a form requesting my first and last name. For this, we'll enter training, department, and the list drop-down can be modified, and in a few minutes I'll show you how, but for now I only have one option, so I'll select that. And when I submit, I receive an instant confirmation that I've been added to the mailing list, letting me know I'll also receive an email. Now in blue, on the Subscribers tab, which is my email marketing database, I can see that as a pending address. The training department has been added, listing first and last name. The status was automatically set to pending by the system until verified by the subscriber. And this is a double opt-in feature which prevents someone from signing up their friends and family to receive a newsletter that the friends and family may not actually want. So the email address that was used to sign up the subscriber will receive an email request. So let's go to our training email account. And we'll log in. And I've received an email saying that a request was made to add me to the email list. And to confirm, to please visit the following link. When I click on the link, I receive a message that I've been added to the newsletter list. And so if I return to subscribers and refresh, I've been changed to active status, which means that my address will begin receiving emails sent to this category. And in part 2 of the training, we look more at the functionality behind this setup. If you already have a list of email addresses, you could also start your database by importing your existing list. And we do this from the Database tab. Now, your list can be from any external source as long as you can export a delimited text file. You can import any number of addresses. The source data can contain other information, even if you will not use it, and the only required field is the actual email address. So I'm going to use Excel. I'll just open my file. And in my file, I use headers, and this is optional, but you need to know if your file has headers or not before you import. So from Excel, to save in the format I need, I'm going to go to File, Save As, And then you want to make sure that you choose CSV or comma delimited for my save as type. And I've done that already. So now that I have my file saved in the correct format, I can return to the Database tab. And next to Import Text File, I want to select Browse, find my file, open, choose the delimited type, which is comma, and then click Upload. And on this screen, source data is your original data file. And here it was the Excel file. Destination field is where you want the information in that field to go. So here we'll match field names, email with email, first name with first name, last name with last name. And your source data can have any number of fields, but we're only going to use these in this example. Now, if you have a field in your source data that you don't want to use, match it to skip this field, and it will be ignored on your import. Moving down, save field configuration for next time is useful if you plan to use the same file each time to import. The data might change, but use this if the file still has the same field headers and order. If you save the configuration, the next time you import from the same file, you won't have to rematch field names. Skip first row is for when, for example, in my Excel spreadsheet, I pointed out the field headers. I do not want field headers to be recognized as data, so by checking this box, I'll remove the first row from my data. And then we'll review the last checkmark box later. For now, we'll import our file. The system tells me that I imported 15 records, and now if I go to the Categories tab, the name in the category was automated using today's date and time with a count of 15. Now, it is best to use category as a unique and descriptive name to describe your group, so I'm going to change the category name to Email Marketing Users by selecting Edit from the Action column, and then I can change the name of the category. If you want, you can fill in a more detailed description in the description field. So I'll put in users as of 2/26/2010. And then display on sign-up forms is for this category to appear on your website sign-up form. Remember, on the United We Stand site, when I signed up, I chose newsletter from the drop-down list. If I add this category to appear on sign-up forms and save it, first, the category name has been changed, and now if I go to the site and the sign-up form, you can see that my drop-down list now includes this new category. Back in blue on the Subscribers tab, I can see the actual subscriber information that I imported, and that is email, first name, last name, status, and category. From here, I can edit the email addresses and manually change subscriber information or status as needed. Remember, under status, only active addresses will receive email from the system. And you can manually use invalid to indicate addresses that you know are not working. Addresses set to invalid will not receive email messages. The system will automatically change the status to invalid on email addresses that are not formatted properly. So, for example, if you're missing the @ symbol, the system will automatically detect the bad form and set these email addresses to invalid. Through the system, you could print out a list and contact these members to confirm their email addresses. Pending is used for addresses that are pending verification from the address owner. Removed removes the subscriber information from the list, and they won't receive email messages. And you can use remove when a recipient makes a request to be removed from a list. As your list of subscribers gets longer, you can filter by status or by category. So if you want to only view active subscribers in the email users category, you would select active and email marketing users. And the list now shows only those subscribers. You can also sort by clicking at the top of the column. And the white arrow identifies your sort. So we could sort by a last name, for example. And you can use the search to look for someone in the subscriber list. To show all of the subscribers again, set the search to blank and return filters to show all. And then a shortcut way to filter is to select one of the status types or categories in the actual subscriber row, and the system will use the type or category you selected to filter. So now I want to add a new category for e-billing users. And one way I can do this is to return to the Categories tab, click on Add a New Category, and fill out the information. And save. And now I have a category for e-billing users with a count of 0 subscribers. I can now manually enter in an individual email address by going to Subscribers and clicking Add a New Subscriber and entering the information. And we recommend that you use names so you can personalize email content. Other fields like address or phone number cannot be added here. This module is designed to manage email lists, and the ability to add and use additional fields would be part of our membership management program. So for this, we'll choose active from our status dropdown and save. And now if you're entering in a new subscriber and you type in a duplicate, and save, you receive the message, the email and category combination have already been taken. Please change the email or category. The system prevents duplicate email addresses in the same category, but you can have the same address in several different categories. So if someone is an email marketing user and also an e-billing user, they can be in both categories. So if I change John Smith to an email marketing user and save, I'm good to go. And now I just want to show you another option with importing data. We recommend that when you import, you include a category field within your data. So we'll go back to the database, and I just want to open my Excel file again. And you can see that now I've added a column for category. So I want to import this list. And when I go to do that, I'll match category in the source data to category in the destination field. And then save the new configuration again for next time. And I also want to make sure I leave skip first row checked because my first row did contain field headers. And then the last checkbox is used only if you're importing all of your subscribers each time, keeping a constant external data file with all of your subscribers. And each time you import the complete list, including the ones that you imported previously, then you would be safe to check off this box. Do not check this option if you are just adding in a few new names, because once you delete them, they are gone. So my file contained only new records, so I'm not going to delete existing records. Think this checkbox through and how it relates to your process, and Acrosoft support would be happy to help you determine your best option here. So now I'm going to import, and the system identifies that I've imported 92 records. And in subscribers, the new names I added have already been associated with a category. I now have 2 new categories. E-membership users and e-storefront users, because I created a category field in my file, and the system automatically creates any categories specified in the data, even if they do not already exist. If you need to export your subscriber email list for other uses from the Database tab, you can export. For example, if I want to export all removed subscribers on my email marketing users list, so I can take a look at it and maybe try to contact them to see if I can get them to become active, I would select email marketing users next to subscribers, removed, and then choose my export format, and then click download. And we'll open up this file. And there's my information. There are also 2 ways on the Database tab to clean out or delete email addresses on your site, and you need to understand these features before using them, or you could accidentally delete or damage your email addresses. So with Purge Subscribers, one example would be if you want to delete all of the removed email addresses from a category. You can select the category eStorefront, select Remove, and then Purge. Although you receive a warning, you can see where selecting the wrong fields here could damage your email list. Scrolling down again, with Clean Subscribers, you can change the status of a group of email addresses, move email addresses to a different category, or remove a group of email addresses. And here you need to upload a text file that contains a list of the email addresses that you want to change. So now we're going to get into setting up an actual email campaign using a pre-existing template. Today we will not be building a template from scratch. We do work more with templates in part 2 of this training though. So as you're preparing your campaigns, remember that email campaigns are a great way to drive traffic back to your site. If your campaign links back to your site, you increase the chances that email recipients will click around to other places on your site. We are not going to build a template today. Instead, we're going to use one of the templates that is available through our system as a feature of Freedom version 6.0. A template is a predetermined design layout that can be used with a campaign. For example, in a PowerPoint presentation, the top header and logo, for example, would be part of a PowerPoint template. And an email marketing template is similar to that. You can set up different templates, say one with header images related to training, one with images related to sales, and so on. And then when you create a campaign, you can apply the appropriate template to it. So going back to our blue interface, we'll switch to the Templates tab. And on your site, you can add as many templates as you need, and email content then fits into the template just like a presentation fits into a PowerPoint template. Every site starts with a few very basic templates, default and unsubscribe, so you can begin sending campaigns right away and then later add to your templates library. And you can see here that I have a few other templates that I've already added. Now we aren't going to build out a template today, but I do want to show you that as an added feature from your Templates tab, if you choose to add a new template, then you're given some sample templates that you can use if you'd like to. You can use them as is, or you can tweak them to your liking. And you can preview the ones available and then select the one that you like, and from there you'd finish building out your template. Actually, for the sample campaign that we're going to do today, we'll be using a template that was started from the dark blue sample here. And again, we get more into the actual building of templates in the second part of this training when we even build one from scratch. The email campaign itself is set up through the Campaign tab. On your Campaigns tab, you have your Action column, then your Name column, which shows the campaign name, the description if used, and then the date that the campaign was last modified. Under Action, you can edit, delete, send, or copy your campaigns, and you can search from here as well. We'll get into the subtabs of Pipeline and History in a few minutes, and these are used after you send the campaign. So, starting with the Campaign subtab, we're going to add a new campaign. Bolded fields are required, so beginning with campaign name, we'll name this February Newsletter. Campaign description is not required, but you can use it to be more descriptive, so we'll say date sent 2/26/2010. And then from email is required, but this can be your actual email or a general email address. This is the email address that recipients see, and it's also where responses go. For example, if I'm a manager sending out a staff email, I'd use my actual email address. But the president of a company sending out a broadcast email to thousands of subscribers may not want the recipients emailing him back directly or having access to his actual email address. So two popular examples of a general email address would be info@company.com or noreply@company.com. The from name field depends on email servers. Sometimes this will appear instead of the email address, sometimes in addition to. It's not required. And then next is the subject line of the email. So here I'll use Company Connections, UWS, February Newsletter. And then next, this is where you choose a template to wrap the email campaign. We'll use the newsletter template. And the next three sections determine who you're going to send to. Under Subscriber List, select the categories that you want to send the campaign to. Next to each category is the number of subscribers in that category. Form distribution is for visitors that have filled out forms on your site, and if your form asks for an email address, addresses are stored and made available here. The membership distribution list is made up of members who are signed up through your membership module. In part 2 of the email marketing training, we do use the membership distribution list to create a query to select members based on criteria, but we will not be using this list today. You can select as many distribution lists as you would like to receive this email, and if you have the same person in 2 lists, the system will prevent duplicate subscribers from receiving the email twice. I'm going to send this to the newsletter subscriber list, and then scrolling down, the editor is where you put the content of your email. Like any editor, you can use font formatting features such as bold, italics, underline, and colored fonts. And you can copy and paste by right-clicking your mouse and selecting Copy or Paste from the menu, or using the shortcuts Control-C and Control-V. You can also insert images or videos. I'm going to cut and paste from a document that I've already written. I'll just open it up and copy. Right-click to select it from the menu, and then we'll close. And paste by again right-clicking and selecting Paste. Now to insert a tag, I can click on Show Tags to see what my tag options are. And here I have FName for first name, and if I select that, the subscriber's first name will be part of my email. Your emails will have a more friendly and familiar tone if you're able to collect and use the recipient's first name. And it's a nice personal touch that can easily be added. And if you see, if I scroll up, you can see that there's the tag right there. Keep in mind that if you do set up a tag like Dear First Name and you don't have a first name in your data, then it will just appear as Dear Blank or Dear Comma. So if you're going to use a tag, make sure you have first name data on the recipient. And when you use these tags, they need to be exactly as they're shown. FNAME had no spaces or capitalization, so you need to make sure to type it in the exact same way, or you could even copy and paste it from the Show Tags pop-up. So now I'm going to edit this email just a little bit using the editor. I'm going to change my 3 headers to maroon using the color palette icon. And I want to make it bold font and size 14. And my newsletter has 3 sections, so I'm going to add a horizontal line divider in between each topic. And to do that, I'm just going to click my cursor where I want the line to go and then click on the Insert Horizontal Ruler button. Then I want to insert an image into the Mark Your Calendar section using the Insert Image icon. And to do that, you can select a previously uploaded image or you can upload a new one. I'm going to upload a new one. So I'm going to go to my Insert Image icon. Click on the Upload button. And then browse to find my image. Then click Upload. Select my image. And now I can format it however I'd like. So I want to center it. And that is really big, so I want to make it smaller. And then in the last section of the newsletter, I'm going to add a link to a page on our website. I want to link to the Become a Member page. So I'm just going to highlight the text that I want to link to. Select the chain link icon. Click on the Web Pages module. We'll have this open in a new window. Click Next. And then select the Become a Member page. And my link has been added. Scrolling down, at the bottom of this page, the text email content will auto-populate for you. And I'll show you the populated text content in just a minute, but basically the system has the ability to send text-only emails to a specific list of subscribers. And we get into this even further in part 2 of this training. You can include attachments, so using a link is how you share files. And you can click to preview the email, which saves your work and allows you to check how your email looks. And notice how the template is wrapping my campaign. And then underneath, you can see the text formatting. You can click back to continue working. And then once you're done editing, save your campaign. And return to the Email Campaign tab. Now, under Action, you can delete or edit the email, but this does not change any campaigns that have been sent or that have been scheduled to be sent. You can copy a campaign, which instantly creates a duplicate of the same campaign. And now when I want to set up next month's newsletter, I can use the same general email with next month's content. And then once you're finished editing the campaign and are ready to send, click Send. You see the total number of email addresses selected, and if you combine the list, this equals a combined total. You also see the number of invalid emails, pending and opted out. Under duplicates, you have the number of subscribers who appear in both lists, and below that, you can set a date for your email to be sent, and you must select a start date. Start time is optional. You can specify a time you want the email to be sent, but if you do not specify a time and the start date is today, the email will send immediately. If you send immediately, there is no stop to the process once you hit send, and if you're sending in the future, you can edit or delete the email until it begins sending. So we'll click on Send here. And moving to the Pipeline subtab, this is where email campaigns are stored as they're being processed. A very small email distribution list may go so quickly that you won't even see it here. But if you have a larger list, you would come to the pipeline to track the status of the emails being sent and check the details for more information. Our status here is in progress, and you can select Details to see how many have been sent. If your list is long, you can check on the progress here. And again, you have a campaign statistics section and a link click-through to statistics section. And again, you have a campaign statistics section, a link click-through statistics section, and then a list of all of the email subscribers that you're sending to. And we can go back to our previous screen. And again, Pipeline is also where emails are stored for future sending. If you set up an email to be sent a week from now, you could come to the pipeline to review, edit, or delete that email. And the same email will still be under the Campaign subtab, but editing or deleting it there will not edit or delete the one that is set up to be sent in the pipeline. You can only edit pipeline emails up until they start sending. Moving over to History. This is where campaigns are stored after they've been sent. They leave the pipeline and they move into History. And you can store campaigns until you choose to delete them. And under Details, again, you can see how many were sent. We'll discuss the bounced email feature and details in part 2 of the email training. I can see how many of the emails have been viewed by the recipient. Click-throughs is how many of the recipients actually clicked on the links inside the email. Responses shows how many people responded or replied to the email. Total views is a list of views, so this number could be greater than your recipient number if recipients viewed the email more than once. Same with click-throughs and responses. Total forward to a friend shows the total number of subscribers that were added using the forward to a friend link. Link click-through statistics breaks down click-throughs by each individual link in the email so you can see how many people opted out, forwarded, or clicked to your homepage. And the system also lists each email address so you can see specifics on each individual. I'll show you this email as I received it. I'm going to sign into my training account. And here it is. And there's my template. And scrolling down to the bottom, forward to a friend is the form that the system provides as a basic forward to a friend form. Unsubscribe is for when visitors select to unsubscribe, they receive an instant confirmation that they have unsubscribed from this list and they will not receive any more emails sent specifically to the subscriber list. We also recommend linking to your company privacy policy in all of the emails sent by the system. And of course, we recommend including a link to the homepage, driving the visitor back to the site. At the end of the training, we'll review each of these features in more detail, and they're also included in part 2 of this training. And campaigns to original recipients, either all of them or selecting ones who did not respond. So first, find the campaign in the History subtab. Under Action, select Resend. And you'll see a message that says, a new campaign was created in the Campaigns tab for the resend of this campaign. Then under the Campaign subtab, find the file labeled using the original name with resend at the end. If you edit this campaign, underneath Resend options, you can decide who to resend to. Your options are to send it to subscribers that did not respond, subscribers who did not click through, or all subscribers. You can only select one of these 3 options at a time, and you can edit the campaign if you want to add an additional message. So as with other campaigns, save and send the email. And it will be resent to your subscribers. Now, before we wrap up part 1 of this training, I do want to review a couple of important campaign features. Again, we go into the functionality of each of these in more detail in part 2 of this training, but I want to explain each in general terms. The Forward to a Friend feature is basically a link for email recipients to click on and sign up to 5 friends to forward the email to. The initial recipient can also include a message with the forward. We recommend that you always add a link to your company privacy policy and use this to explain to your subscribers your policy protecting their privacy, including a statement about not selling email lists or giving out email addresses to third parties. Your policy can be added into the template, written out, or as a link to the policy on your website. And we recommend that as a courtesy, you allow subscribers to unsubscribe from your emails as well. To do this, you need to make sure that you add the unsubscribe feature to each email sent by the Acrosoft system, and your database allows you to store your opt-out list within the system. It's important to understand how opt-out works within the system. Our help documentation explains it in more detail, and we'll discuss it further in part 2, but basically, if you're sending a campaign to more than one subscriber list, then the system will check the opt-out list. But if you're sending to only one list, then the system will only check the subscriber's status for that list. The system also allows you to give subscribers the option of receiving text-only emails, and there is storage within the system for this list as well. And we also recommend always linking from your email to your website, either via the home page or directly to another appropriate part of the site. And remember that you cannot add attachments to your campaign emails, so attachments must be added as a link within your campaign. That concludes the Email Marketing Fundamentals Part 1 training. For more information on the email marketing module or on Acrosoft Freedom, please visit www.acrosoft.com, call 888-965-3330, or email info@acrosoft.com.